Welcome back, F1 2011 fans. This is Jack Acid bringing you round 4 in Turkey in the I Am No Expert series following the Season 1 in career mode in F1 2011. And I'm starting to think that this intro is probably about 15 seconds longer than it should be, so might have to do something about that. But at least I did change up the sequences here, so that was a change of pace. So this is my first race using no racing line, manual gears, and cockpit view in Turkey. Excuse me, my first race in Turkey using those settings. Last race in China was my first race ever using those settings. So, been a learning experience for sure. Starting grid, Sebastian Vettel on pole again, and you can see I goofed the screenshot. I missed 2 through 5, so I will get those to you. There I am qualifying P14, and actually my teammate qualified P10, so this is the first race where I've been out qualified by Sutil. And while you have a look at the setup, just to get back to you on the qualifying, position 2 would be Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso qualified 3rd, Jenson Button 4, and Nico Rosberg in P5. And you're looking at a setup from racedepartment.com. If you haven't been there before, it's a great resource for a million different forums for mini car games, all that I can think of anyway, as well as real racing. But there's a number of people who post setups for these tracks and circuits, so I encourage you to check them out. You can see here I'm changing my tire strategy. I'm going to go ahead and start on the primes because of where I qualified, and hope to gain some steam at the end of the race. And next time I qualify out of the top 10, I think I'll start on the options just to kind of see what the difference is, because I've been running this strategy so far all season. And definitely a little intimidated to race here in Turkey. It's actually one of my favorite circuits on the calendar, and I'm really disappointed that they're not racing there this year, so I'll miss it in the F1 2012 release for sure. But my particular concern this time around is the fact that I'm using the cockpit view, and it definitely changes your visibility. It has to be readjusted. It's easy to miss curbs. There's a blind summit up here at the start of lap 1. So just a lot of things to get used to, and my qualifying result shows that. I mean, my teammate qualified 4 places up for me. But usually you can make some ground from the start of the race by a slow AI through the first couple of corners, able to stay right in the middle there and creep up to P11. Going to be, very close contact with Petrov. Definitely made contact, but no warning of any kind. And there's Kobayashi, very slow right there, and Petrov just muscling his way through. And there goes Weber. Petrov just muscling his way through on that chicane. That's kind of unusual for the AI. Able to get back in front of Weber now. He's all over my gearbox, and very, very competitive opening few corners here. We'll see how the field takes turn 8 up here. Very, very tricky corner. I don't always hit it the way that I should. I can see Petrov just got by Kobayashi at some point. A little wide there, but able to basically keep it on track, and the train is still well intact coming down this long straight. And not going to challenge Kobayashi there, almost take up the pylon. And Weber again, now it's Massa, has passed Weber, and he is all over me here. And looks like I should be able to get Kobayashi down the straight here, at least at the braking point. We'll see how it goes. And Petrov too, go wide there. That's probably going to allow them to sweep back through, but I'm able to get by Petrov. Kobayashi swings around and overtakes both myself and Schumacher. Very tricky move there by Kobayashi. That was impressive. Schumacher's got to be very confused about what the heck just happened. But the AI very slow through there. Almost hit Schumacher, but able to go around and go wide. And that's going to let Petrov right back into the mix here, coming up to the blind corner up here. And let's see if I can make any ground on Schumacher. Very slow right there for Schumacher. Should be able to get around him here. And yes, able to do that and get up to P9 up into the points. So that's promising. And here we are again with Kobayashi, who I would be dueling with all afternoon. Following up behind on the long last straight here. See if we can get by him at the braking point. I'm able to get by him and swing in behind Button, and you can see my teammate is 2 places up from me as of right now, but we're only in lap 2. And trying to make an inside move on Button, but that's not going to work out, so able to settle for P8, but most cars sticking with me in the straightaways, which is discouraging. And the tricky Russian Petrov, who I've seen a lot of this season so far. The same with Kobayashi. I'm basically running with the midfield, so they've been my closest rivals. And through actual no skill of Petrov, I basically completely give up 8th place there, go wide on turn 8, and unfortunately would not be the last of my problems. And you can see that Kobayashi is all over me now and trying to make me pay for my earlier error of going off. And now we've skipped ahead to the end of lap 4. We were just on lap 3, still chasing Petrov down in here into the last hairpin corner. And you can see my teammate Sutil going into pit. Going to try Petrov on the inside. A little bit of contact. Pushes him off on the curb just a little bit, but no warning, no harm, no foul. Almost wheel to wheel. You can see I'm a little slow in the gearbox there. Turn my fuel mix down. Going to try the outside and a little too wide. So Petrov able to stay ahead of me. Maybe I should have gone inside there, but it was coming down fast. And here's where the wheels start to get a little loose in the race. I'm about halfway through. This is lap 6. And right now I'm maintaining a P2 position because of the leaders having gone into pit. I believe I'm scheduled to pit in lap 7. So I've got Weber right on me here. And he almost gets around me right here, but I'm able to stay ahead of him. I had a close encounter with Weber on this very corner on the very opening lap, so he's looking to exact a little revenge. And what I meant by the wheels coming off a little bit is losing my focus. Go wide here. And that's going to let Weber and Massa by with relative ease. It becomes a sprint down here through turn 8. But unfortunately, this would be the last that I would see of either of them for the rest of the race. And I wish I could say it was the only mistake that I made. But as you can see, not so much. You can see I'm running P1 here because of pit stops, and there goes Vettel right by me after a mistake on my part. Now chasing him down through here. I am not able to activate my DRS. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe he had passed me near the DRS zone and so it didn't register. But I am able to go around him, or am I? He's got the inside line and will stay ahead of me with ease. And actually I don't show it there, but I had a very close spin out there going into the pit. So things are slowly becoming a disaster as this race goes on here in lap 8. And I've got Sutil, my teammate, right behind me. And I go a little wide there, and Sutil is able to exploit, and there you have it. He's able to take P11 from me. And now with 4 laps to go, my only real objective is to beat Sutil. I need to at least finish ahead of my teammate. So now fast forwarding a little bit to the end of lap 8, you can see that I'm right on Adrian's gearbox, trying to pass him through this slow area. Very close call here, almost wheel to wheel, but Sutil able to stay ahead of me. So Sutil having his best drive of the season so far. I finished ahead of him in all races thus far. I believe he may have outqualified me once. I'm not sure on that, but definitely having a good drive today. But here at the start of lap 9, little under 4 laps to go. Oh, you can see a lot of slowdown here. I was going to say because of the gap, you can tell that it would not be a problem to eventually catch Sutil. And in the very same spot where he was able to overtake me, I'm able to reclaim P11 back from him. So now it becomes a matter of trying to ideally salvage at least 1 point out of this race. And I can see 4 cars directly ahead of me. And with about 3.5 laps to go, it might be pretty difficult to catch up with them. Sutil's still right on top of me. And at this point I'm feeling pretty let down. by the way that this race has gone. I went wide on a couple of corners, and there's no question that cost me an opportunity for points. And pretty clear now that it's going to take something special in order to get back into the points, as Sutil making a strong charge, coming to me on the outside, but I'm able to stay in front of him and yes, maintain P11. This is actually the fastest lap of the race, which, as I always say, should never be confused with the best or smoothest lap, but this was the fastest lap. And unfortunately, I would not have another opportunity to go for the points. Although towards the last couple corners here, very dramatic, very close with Kobayashi. Try to take the inside, but just can't quite get there and run out of time. So there we have it, P11. Pretty disappointing result, given that I was running 8th or 9th when I had some mental errors. At least I was able to gain 3.
Nice drive, just outside the points.
And taking a look at the finishing results here, Vettel wins yet another race. Usual suspects in the top 10. There I am, P11, and Sutil finishing right behind me. So at least I was able to beat my teammate, even though I did not satisfy the team objective. So there you have it, round 4 in Turkey. As usual, I'm going to leave you guys with a little highlight sequence here. If you are interested in watching the entirety of this race, meaning every lap unedited, there is a link to that video in the description of this one. Also, if you have any interest in my AI analysis project, I've been posting the qualifying, starting, and finishing differentials of all the AI throughout the season as we go along. And I've been posting those data charts on my website, apexhead.com, so feel free to check that out. And as for me, it's time to start practicing on Catalunya, which I'm not overwhelmingly looking forward to. I don't dislike the track, but I also don't love it either, so should be interesting. And hopefully you'll be there to see how it goes as well. So until then, thanks again for listening, and I'll see you next time.